Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and today we are going to be doing another Create Your Own Character video. Now this is not the contest. There will be a contest for people to create a stain kit coming up here in a little bit, probably after the JP 2-year anniversary is when we'll do that contest. We'll do a live stream for that, of course, but for right now we are going to be taking a look at some of the kits people have created in the normal thread in the Discord. We're going to be starting with Common Folk. They have created, and they created this before the last contest, a destruction UR for a better society, Hawks and Lady Nagant. And I wish you had submitted this in the contest, because it would have been cool to, you would have been the only person to actually submit like a double unit with Lady Nagant. But we're going to cover it here, take a look at it, and we're going to take a look at some other character creations from other people as well. So the plus ultra move is called Do What Needs to Be Done, and that deals 775% damage to a single opponent. Skill impact is greatly increased relative to character speed, decreases the opponent's power by 35% for 3 turns, and gives the character ability to evade for 2 turns. That's good. I'm interested in knowing if this is going to be a character that is like a dual unit, they're out on the field at the same time, or a tag unit where they switch out. I guess we'll see as we continue reading through it. The first action skill is called Curving Bullet, so this would obviously be like, I would assume Lady Nagant here. Deals 435% damage to a single opponent, high chance of bleeding the opponent for 3 turns, which is fair because it's a bullet. Decreases the opponent's defense by 40% for 3 turns. A 40% defense decrease is massive, so that's really good actually. And then skill impact is increased relative to character speed. That would be from like Hawks, I assume, from the increase in speed. So that's for that's honestly pretty good. And then cooldown time of 5 turns. That's really not bad at all either. I wish it was a little bit lower, but if you lower the cooldown somewhere below, like in an auto skill, that would be okay. Honestly, this is one of the least overpowered kits I've seen so far, and it's fairly balanced. I feel like for a dual unit though, whenever they do release a dual unit, it's going to be really overpowered compared to the normal units that we have. So you could have gone a little more like crazy with the skills here, but so far so good. Action skill 2, Fierce Wing Scatter, deals 275% damage to all opponents, increases character speed by 60% for 1 turn. 60% is a massive increase, but it's only for 1 turn, so that doesn't really help you at all. You need to make it at least 2 turns. That way coming into the next turn you get maybe speed advantage like in PvP, for example. Otherwise, giving yourself 60% extra speed for 1 turn isn't that helpful unless it like your attack is based on your speed, but even then, yeah, it needs to be at least 2 turns for that to be useful. And then gives character the ability to evade 1 attack. Evading 1 attack is decent. You have the ability to evade up here for 2 turns on the plus ultra, so I like it so far. A 6-turn cooldown though, that's kind of a longer cooldown. And then we scroll down to the auto skills. We'll go ahead and mark that as red so we can see the pictures with it. Auto skill 1, a world where heroes have time to kill. That just sounds weird. I had to take a second to read that again. A world where heroes have time to kill. I was thinking like they have time to kill other people, but it's like they have time to kill because they have too much time on their hands. I just read that so weird in my mind. Anyways, increases character speed by 20% for 3 turns when battle starts, and further increases speed by 40% for 4 turns every 3 turns. That's actually massive. So 20%, 40%. That is crazy, actually. It further increases speed by 40% every 4 turns, every 3 turns. Whew. Okay, a lot of speed there. This is definitely a PvP oriented character because there is the bleeding, but there's no technical hit so far, so definitely seeming like a PvP character that you built here. Gives character bullseye and piercing shot. Oh, absolutely a PvP character when speed is higher than the target opponents. Well, it should be, unless you have like, you know, white-haired Dobby on the other team lowering your speed. As long as these characters aren't immune to speed down though, they could end up losing speed, maybe. Auto skill number 2, Stained by Darkness. 1 character knocks out a villain. Opponent increases character's skill impact by 50% for 2 turns. Okay, so whenever you knock out an opponent villain, it increases your skill impact by 50%. I like that. We need more like villain versus UA versus pro hero like effects in the game for specific characters to build specific teams. That'd be very cool. When character knocks out a hero opponent, lowers character's defense by 25% for 2 turns. Okay, the way this is worded, it makes it sound like you lose your own defense by 25% for 2 turns, so that's not the greatest, but you do have a lot of speed, I guess. So I mean, Yeah, but you got to be careful. Essentially a glass cannon. If character gets knocked out by Izuku Midoriya, it deals 200% damage to all opponents. That's self-destruction. Everybody just wants Nagant to explode. Oh, man. Okay, well, fair play there. Fair play. And I like the pictures you've chosen. Oh, man. Okay. All right, well, yep. Let's take a look at the next person's. That was Common Folk 101. Now we have Infinite, the man who makes far too many kits, but it's not a problem. We actually enjoy how many kits you make, Infinite. I just gotta tease you sometimes. I really do enjoy how many kits you make. I love scrolling through this thread and seeing all the creative stuff that you come up with. Like, guys, if you haven't checked out this thread on the Discord for the Create Your Own Character, go check it out. There are some really cool things in here, not just from Infinite, but from everybody. So Infinite has created a UR destruction type, not unlucky twice. So this is going to probably be the opposite of like everything Twice is, because Twice was very, very unlucky in the series and with everything that happened to him. So his plus ultra move is called Sad Man's Parade. Deals 750% damage to a single opponent, 250% damage to all opponents excluding target. That's what Twice should be. Twice should have an attack all because of what he, what he does. So it makes me kind of sad that the Twice in the game, really isn't as good. This is definitely going to be better than the Twice that's already in the game. Increases character's power and action skill impact by 20% for 3 turns. Increases all villain allies max HP and defense by 25% for 3 turns. That's really good. That's a good villain support ability. Decreases all hero opponents' power and speed by 15% for 4 turns. 4 turns and 50% is pretty good from a plus ultra. Honestly, not bad. Medium chance of inflicting fear on all opponents for 3 turns. Character gains double attack for 4 turns. Character is ecstatic for 3 turns. That plus ultra goes so hard. It's honestly so good, and it's not too overpowered in my opinion. Like, it's not more overpowering than the fantasy characters, that's for sure, at least so far. Action skill 1, Double Trouble, deals 350% damage to a single opponent, increases character's max HP and skill impact by 20% for 3 turns, decreases an opponent's skill impact and defense by 15% for 4 turns. Character covers all allies for 2 turns. We love that. Character gains double attack for 2 turns. The only thing I wish I hope you put in here is like maybe with Kirishima, how he covers from an auto. It'd be nice if Twice covered from an auto and didn't have to use an action skill to be able to cover. But increasing his max HP and skill impact is pretty good. Decreasing opponent's skill impact and defense, that's a big one, by 15% for 4 turns is really good. Action skill 2, Measuring Tape, deals 400% damage to a single opponent. Decreases an opponent's speed and defense by 15% for 3 turns. So another defense decrease. You could have 30% defense down on the opponent, which is good. Low chance of stunning the opponent for 2 turns. That's awesome. Medium chance of cloning the opponent if the opponent's health is below 50%. What is cloning? Okay, well, hopefully you'll tell us below. Character hides for as long as the clone is live. Oh, so the clone takes place of twice. Hey, yo, that's kind of sick. Increases character's damage by 20% for 3 turns when character is hiding. That'd be interesting. Or maybe the clone can only come out like if one of your other characters is dead. That'd be, I don't know, it'd be interesting to see. Cooldown times of 4 and 5, honestly not bad. This action skill seems crazy, just depending on what clone does, we'll have to see. Auto skill 1, I'd trade my soul for the league's happiness. Oh, you put a lot of thought in it. This kit is amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Increases character skill impact and max HP by 20%. Increases character's power and speed by 25% for 3 turns when battle starts. Increases all League of Villains allies max HP and power by 15%. Character gains last stand 3 times when HP is below 50%. When character is knocked out, increases all League of Villains allies critical hit rate and defense by 20% for 4 turns. Honestly, nothing's too overpowered and very, very creative. Like, this is an amazing kit so far. Honestly, I love it. Auto skill 2, Dead Man's Parade, increases all allies power and skill impact by 15% when character is knocked out. Character is revived 2 times with 20% health. That might be a little bit overpowered, especially with the whole cloning thing and letting him hide. It just depends. Character gains double attack until character is knocked out. Character covers all allies when revived. Okay, that's actually kind of sick. A revival mechanic would be interesting. 20% HP isn't a ton of HP. and then covering all allies, so he's going to get attacked no matter what and eventually die. It's not bad, actually. It might be balanced. Character has a higher chance of cloning an opponent when revived. Okay, and then cloning is down here below the picture. I love the picture you chose, by the way. An effect that allows the character to clone the opponent that is hit by the attack. The clone is only able to use normal attacks, okay, fair, but covers the character, preventing any damage to be dealt to said character until the clone is knocked out. So it is what I thought. Basically, twice would hide or like go off the screen and his clone takes his place, you know, and you can't use action skills, I think is basically the way that works while the clone is out. I'm not sure exactly. It seems like you would have to explain a little bit more to me, but honestly, a very interesting concept, and this is probably one of the most unique kits I have ever seen built. And if the dev team ever sees this, like, they should throw you on the dev team because you got some good ideas. Now we're going to take a look at 2 original character kits and just see what they came up with. It's going to be hard for me to, you know, judge these original characters, which is why I don't do them as much, because they're original characters, you know. What can I really say? I can't say what's canon in your mind, what fits the character and stuff like that. That's why I don't often go over original characters, but I feel like the original characters deserve some love too. So let's take a look at a couple of them for this video. Starting with Draco Galaxy's original character, we have UR Destruction Twin Chaos Draco Galaxy. He has, of course, made himself. His plus ultra would be Twin Chaos Devastator. It deals 700% damage to multiple opponents, chance of either binding the opponent or stunning the opponent for 3 turns, and then increases critical hit rate by 25%. 700% damage to all opponents. You're just nuking the whole field. You have made yourself far too overpowered, sir. Like, that's actually crazy. And then increasing crit rate is fine. You need to give yourself like a medium or low chance of blinding or stunning the opponent. I think I said binding before. It was blinding or stunning the opponent. So you need to give yourself a certain like level of chance there. Interesting. Let's see if the rest of your kit is overpowered. Action skill 1, Chaos Shot. It deals 500% damage, or 500. Yeah, it's got to be 500%, right? There's just no percent there. Deals 500% damage to a single opponent and medium chance of stunning the opponent for 3 turns. 500% is a lot for an action skill, by the way, so that might be a little bit too overpowered. Medium chance of stunning the opponent is actually a high chance when you land a crit, which could be ridiculous, and it's 3 turns. Like, yeah, that's crazy. Then increases character speed by 20% and decreases the opponent's speed, I assume, by 20% for 5 turns, and it has a cooldown time of 6. Okay, that's a pretty long cooldown. At least you made your cooldowns long. Action skill 2, Twin Sanctum, deals 450% damage to all opponents. That's still a lot for an action skill to all opponents, and high chance of binding the opponent for 3 turns. Now it's binding instead of blinding for 3 turns, and increases character and team's defense by 50% for 2 turns, and decreases the defense by 50% for 2 turns, the opponent's defense by 50% for 2 turns, and then increases skill impact by 15%. The defense, honestly, increasing by 50% isn't that big of a deal because Pierce is in the game, and Pierce will just shred through that defense, so that's whatever. 9 turn cooldown, that's like a massive cooldown. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're thinking that defense boost was worth more than it is, but yeah, 9 turn cooldowns. I hope you have some cooldown reduction below. Otherwise, that action skill is actually underpowered compared to the rest of the kit, other than just this percentage right here. That's actually still crazy. Auto skill 1 for Najire Hado, so I'm guessing you like Najire. Increase skill impact by 20% and increases character's HP by 20%. And if there's any Najire Hado on the team, increases health by an extra 10% and critical rate impact by 20%. Okay, yeah, so definitely likes Najire. Auto skill 2, let's go Alex and Infinite. Okay, 2 other like creators, massive creators for the create your own My Hero Ultra Impact thread. They create a lot of things. Increases power by 10% and increases speed by 30% for the whole match. Increases team speed by 30% and decreases opponent's skill impact by 20% for 5 turns. Increases on skill impact for 5 turns, and if there is an Alex Shinigami or an Infinite 2.0 on the team, increases power and speed by 50% for 5 turns, and after 5 turns are up, keep speeding up by 50% for the whole match. Jesus. Okay, yeah, so you've just made a crazy broken character. I'm looking forward to, you need to create kits for these 2 guys as well. You need to create a kit for Alex, and you need to create Kit for Infinite, that's your next task, and make them equally as broken so we can have a team of original broken characters for all the people in this thread that create a lot of the time. That would be really cool. But yeah, very broken character. I enjoyed that original character. It's kind of fun to read through. Next, we have a Rattletunes, and they have made another original character. It is a UR type, adaptable to fight, become the number one, a Rattlevalcrom. The plus ultra move is a level 3, and it's called Jet Fuel Supernova. It deals 750% damage to a single opponent and does 500% damage to side opponents. That's still... Ooh, okay. Causes all opponents to burn for 5 turns. That's a lot of turns to burn. High chance, 85% to blind all opponents for 3 turns. Okay. Blind isn't that big of a stat. Like, it's not that crazy, so whatever, that's fine. Very low chance, 5% to blind an ally. Ooh, okay, so you put some detriments in there. Deals 15% of damage to character and burns character for 2 turns, so they hurt themselves. All right, kind of like Dobby, similar, like very similar to Dobby. Action skill 2, or action skill 1, and it's a level 2 action skill. Ice Blast, Ice Blast deals 350% damage to all opponents. High chance, 80% of freezing all opponents for 2 turns. Also increases character's power by 30% for 3 turns and makes character ecstatic for 2 turns. Cooldown time of 5 turns. Okay. High chance of freezing is not all that overpowered, and it's only for 2, but it is not only for 2 turns. It is for 2 turns. I don't know if we have anyone that actually freezes for more than 1 turn, so that would be interesting. That's new. And then also increases character's power by 30% for 3 turns. Like, it's honestly, and making them ecstatic, it's not too overpowered. That's actually fairly balanced for an original character. Action skill 2, level 2, Jet Fuel Kickstarter, deals 400% damage to all opponents. Oh man, between this action skill and the plus ultra, once again, 2 attack alls is just kind of, oof. Decreases opponent's defense by 20% for 3 turns. Also, so decreasing their defense by 20% for 3 turns is decent. Also does 200% damage to next wave/team and burns for 3 turns. Okay, so you're just going to do a 600% damage with 1 action skill. That might be a little bit much. And then a cooldown time of 8 turns. That's at least you're giving a long cooldown, but still. Auto skill 1, and it's a level 3. It's called Castle Defense. At the start of battle, gives character a barrier that nullifies 3 hits. Fine, that's not too overpowered. Increases max HP by 20% for 5 turns, and covers allies for 6 turns. Okay. Covering allies for 6 turns with only 3 barriers is probably going to make them die quickly, unless they have, like, I know they increase their max HP, and they increase their defense here, but I don't think that's going to be enough to keep your character alive. Auto skill 2, level 3, overwhelming power, increases character's plus ultra gauge by 30% at the start of battle, and gives all allies HP regeneration for 3 turns, and restores 15% of allies HP. Gives character status element nullification for 3 enemy status elements. That's not bad. The only problem I see with this entire kit is that, like I said, you're drawing aggro or covering for 6 turns, and you only have a barrier for 3 hits, and you increase max HP and defense, but none of that matters because Pierce is the thing. So it's like you gotta have something to kind of counteract Pierce nowadays for a draw aggro tank ability to work. So yeah, I think your character could be very strong, especially with the 600% action skill right here, but I feel like they're going to die before they ever even get to use it potentially, so that's something to keep in mind. Anyways, guys, those are all the kits for this video. Let me know which one you guys liked the best down in the comments. I will be putting a poll up for this as well. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.